Hi, fifth grade. Welcome to math. We are going to be learning an interesting multiplication strategy. I know that you did double and halving strategy with Miss Mountain, and here's a second strategy that you'll be able to use to multiply without using the algorithm. Don't forget you need your math notebook and your pencil, so if you forgot, you can hit pause and go grab those. And you will be able to ask as many questions, whatever you need in small group today. Make sure you know which group you're going to. If you are group 1 or group 2, be sure that you're aware of those times. All right, here we go. Today's learning target is I can use the over and under strategy to multiply. Over and under, and we're familiar with those words. Over would be over the number, under would be under the number, and I'll show you what all that means. So let's take a look at what our success criteria is, skills that we need to be able to have in order to be successful with our learning target today. I can add and subtract numbers. I know you can all add and subtract numbers, so we're good on that one, right? I can estimate using benchmark numbers. So a benchmark number is, think of it as like an easy number. Like if you're trying to round or estimate, you're trying to find a number that would be easy mentally, easy mental numbers. So 10, that's a nice, quick mental number. If I said 10 times 7, you would immediately go, oh, 70. Versus if I said 28 times 7, we'd be like, So it's a quick mental number. 100 is another fantastic benchmark number. Numbers that end in 0, so 50 is a good one. So think about that. We're going to be looking at those numbers today. All right, here we go. So first let's practice finding our benchmark number. Like what would we round this to for it to be easier, okay? So 9, a good benchmark number for 9 would be 10. 10 is a much easier mental number. But we know 10 and 9 are not equivalent. We can't just change the problem to have a 10 in it. So if we do choose 10 as our benchmark number, in order to get back to 9, I want you to be thinking about, we would be having to minus 1. So 10 minus 1 is equivalent to 9. So that's what we'll be doing today with the over and under. Now here we found a benchmark that was over, 1 over, so then we had to go 1 under in order to get back to 9. So we're manipulating the number a little bit, but then we have to still make it equivalent. Don't worry, hang in there if that doesn't make sense yet. Okay, let's take a look at 11. So again, what would be easier, an easier mental number than 11? And I know you might be thinking, well, 11 times 8, that's 88, that's easy. Well, hold on, what about 11 times 54? Not so easy. So a benchmark number for 11 that would be the closest one that would be an easy mental number would also be 10. Okay, but we can't just change the problem and say, no, I'm changing it to 10. We have to decide, we just went over, or sorry, I did this backwards. Hello, wake up. This was we went over the number by 1 and then down. Okay, falling asleep here. Okay, so we went under the number by 1. So in order to get back to 11, if we went down 1, we would then need to go up 1. So then we're going under the number, so we have to go back over. Okay, so we would take 11, we're rounding it to 10, but then we'll have to go 1 more in order to still have 11 groups. Don't worry. Okay, 99. Close benchmark number that's nice and easy, a good mental number would be 100. 100 is a nice mental number. All you do when you multiply by 100 is just add the 2 zeros, right? But we just went over. We went over the number, went higher a little bit that time. So in order to get back down to 99, we would have to minus 1. 100 minus 1 is equivalent to 99. So we went over the number, up 1, so we need to go down 1, okay? 21, what would our benchmark number be? Close to 21 would be 20. 20 is not too bad. So 20, okay? Did I go over the number or did I go under the number? I went under the number, I went down 1, right? So in order to get back to 21, I would have to add 1, okay? So I'd have to go back up 1, okay? So we're gonna be using that strategy today. Again, it's the over and under strategy to multiply. First, before we start practicing further, I'm going to have you copy down the learning target and the step-by-step. Sorry, I made a little error there. I had estimate in my head, so I wrote the word estimate, which isn't really our learning target. So remember, it's I can use the over and under strategy to multiply, right? So please hit pause, copy down the learning target and the directions in your notebook. Okay, welcome back. Thank you for following directions and copying those down in your notebook. That way you can always come back to it later for help. And we're going to get some practice going now. Okay, so again, I can use the over and under strategy to multiply. All right, so here's our first problem, 9 times 45. Now, last week we were practicing doing this algorithm. So yes, you have more than one tool to be able to solve this. You have already been taught 45 times 9, you would put the 9 here and use the algorithm. This is just another strategy. So don't worry, now that you have that algorithm, you can use that. But you're gonna notice we do have 2-digit times 2-digit coming along, and I have not yet taught you that algorithm. It's coming, we will teach that to you, but we haven't yet. So this will help you solve these, okay? So for the over and under, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna set up our expression. We're gonna have parentheses with multiplying in the middle. And getting that ready will help you, because then it's just gonna be filling in the blank. So what I have here is 9 times 45. So first thing I want you to do is for 9, what is your benchmark number? 10, that's right. So we're gonna say, okay, instead of 9 times 45, I'm gonna change that to 10 times 45. Now I can't just change the problem. I can't do that in math. We're being asked to solve this, but I changed it. Now when I changed it, I went over 1, I went up. So I have to get this back to 9. So how can I make 10 be 9? Well, that would be minus 1 group of 45. So let's take a look at what that means. So let's picture this, there's $45, and I'm gonna give you $45 9 times. Changing this would be like, oh, I'm gonna give you $45 10 times. Oops, I didn't mean to give it to you 10. Give me back, subtract 1 more $45 group. Okay? So again, we chose the benchmark of 10, but that's too high, so that's why we had to subtract 1 group of the 45. This was 10 times 45, nope, too much. Let's minus off 1 group of 45. All right, let's try another one. 11 times 28. First, let's choose our benchmark number. 10 would be pretty close to 11. So instead of 11 times 48, I'm going to change this to 10 times 28. Sorry, not 48. But, uh-oh, if I'm supposed to give you $28 11 times, I just gave you $28 10 times. I owe you 1 more group of 28. So this time, instead of subtracting 1, to get back to 11, we need to add 1 group of 28. Okay, so sometimes we're adding 1 and sometimes we're subtracting 1. Okay, let's try 99. First, I'm going to set it up. So I know that I'm creating an expression because I know we're going to be multiplying a group and then either adding and subtracting a group. All right, so we have that set up. 99, now I'm going to choose my benchmark. Close to 99 would be 100. 100 is a nice benchmark. So 100 groups of 16, but uh-oh, that's too many, okay? 99, I just went over the number, which means I have to go back down 1, so minus 1 group of 16. So you can see 100 minus the 1 would get us back to the 99. How are we doing? All right, we have 21 times 17. Let's set it up. I know that I have parentheses, a set of parentheses with a multiplication, parentheses with multiplication. I have to decide my benchmark. 21 is pretty close to 20. So we'll have 20 groups of 17, but that's not enough. I just went under the number by 1. So to get back to 21, I need to add 1 group of 17. Now that would be equivalent, 21 groups of 17. So here's 20 groups of 17 plus 1 more group of 17. That would be 21. All right, 49 times 36, let's set up our problem. I know that I need to have parentheses with multiplication. We're looking at algebra here. That's nice algebra. I know a lot of you love that algebra. So 49, let's think about our benchmark number close to 50. 50 is a great benchmark number. So I'm going to say, okay, instead of 49 groups of 36, I'm going to do 50 groups of 36. But that's one too many. I went up one. So if I go up one, that means I have to remove one more group of 36. Okay? Hang in there. This strategy is not something that you will have to do forever. Soon you will have the algorithm to be able to solve these using the algorithm if you prefer. And you can't always use this over and under strategy because if your numbers aren't really close to a benchmark number, it wouldn't really make sense. You can still do it, but it wouldn't be quick and reasonable, okay? All right, I want you to try this one in your notebook, 51 times 64. And my hint to you is, even if you're stuck, you should know to add the parentheses and the multiplication, parentheses, multiplication. At least start with that, and we'll see what you come up with. So hit pause and try this one in your notebook. Go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, welcome back. First step that you should have had, even if you're confused by what numbers am I using, you should be able to know to put parentheses with the multiplication, parentheses with the multiplication. Okay, so if you got that far and then you were looking at your paper like, okay, I don't know what numbers I'm putting in where, that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna do it together, okay? All right, 51 is pretty close to 50. So I'm gonna choose the benchmark of 50. So 50 groups of 64. Would I have had enough? No, I'm supposed to have 51 groups. So I need one more group. So I'm adding one more group of 64. So if you did that correctly, or over and under, you would have 50 times 64 plus one group more of 64. How'd we do? Maybe? There's more for you to practice in the slide, so don't get discouraged. Please remember, the slide, you can't type on it. You have to do all of those problems inside of your notebook. At the very end of the slide, I did give you a little bit of, I believe I put in a challenge there if I remember right. But before you go, we're gonna try one more as an exit slip and see how you do, okay? So I would like for you to copy this exit slip into your notebook. Go ahead and hit pause. All right, let's see how you did. At the very least, if you're a little bit stuck, remember those parentheses with the multiplication, you're gonna have two pairs of those, okay, or two sets. All right, here it comes. So benchmark for 9 would be 10. So 9 times 73 is the same, that's why we have an equal. It's equal to 10 times 73, but that's one too many, so we're subtracting away 1 times 73. All right, there's a lot going on here, so don't worry. We've got some algebra and multiplication and estimating. It's a lot, so do not be discouraged. All right, at least you're trying. Remember, bring your notebook to your group. Be sure you go to the correct group on time and bring any questions that you have, and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining.